So there's several times in the Torah that it says that they saw Hashem. For example, there is during the crossing of the Sea of Reeds, when Hashem split the ocean for them, it says that even a low-level employee had received vision, prophecy, a visual of Hashem or His creation in a higher level than the prophet Ezekiel. Meaning one of the last prophets, Ezekiel, one of the highest level prophets we've ever had, his prophecy was extraordinary because he describes what happens in heaven. They said in Torah that the people that crossed the Sea of Reeds, the lowest level of them was even higher than him in prophecy. They saw something unbelievable. Hashem opened the heavens, showed them things that are impossible for us to even visualize. That's one part of the glory of Hashem. At Mount Sinai, it says that Hashem opened the seventh heavens and showed him a certain aspect of Hashem. Showed him that there's nothing else in the world other than him. How he can show that, I have no idea. But he showed them that there's nothing else in the world other than him. Another part says that when they saw the feet of Hashem. Hashem doesn't have feet. It's in essence where Hashem showed them a certain rock, a certain special rock that's under his throne, to give them some type of physical visual of something, in order for them to connect to something. Also a long midrash about that. So there's different parts of the people seeing things physically. Most of it is spiritually, but nonetheless, it's nothing of an actual physicality of Hashem. It's just different things that Hashem wanted to show Am Yisrael at different times. Now, the question is asked that how is it that Am Yisrael that crossed the ocean, Am Yisrael that saw the 12 plagues, the plagues, and Am Yisrael that saw miracles, saw food come from heaven, how did they go worship an idol? Anybody have that question? Like if I showed you right now, I said, Hashem, do me a favor for this shul, instead of $50, open the heavens for us. Show him you're really the boss. And he really did. Anybody here is ever going to violate Shabbat again? Anybody here is ever going to say Lashon Hara once in their life again? No, right? Why? Because now you know for sure. Until now you believed in Hashem. Now you saw something, you're scared to move. Am Yisrael saw much more than that. They saw the plagues in Egypt. They saw water turn to blood. They saw frogs go inside people's bodies, the Egyptians only. They saw hail with lava inside it, which is against nature. All types of things that are unbelievable. Unbelievable. They saw an ocean split to 12. One for each tribe. They saw the bottom of the ocean flatten out so it's easy for them to walk. They saw trees, fruit trees of all types, grow in mere seconds just for them to eat the fruit from them while they're crossing the ocean. They saw the salt water of the ocean trickle out pure spring water just for them. The salt water became pure just for them, for they can drink. It was a long walk. All types of amazing miracles, but yet, a few weeks later, they worshipped an idol. How could it be? That's a serious question. How could it be? You saw those miracles. Even if you guys today, 3,300 years, you saw one of those miracles, you're never going to sin again. They saw thousands of miracles, and Hashem and Hashem, they made the worst sin. How? How could it be? And they didn't stop sinning. They didn't stop complaining for 40 years. How? Better yet, the Gaon Mivilna asks a question. When a rabbi walks into a shul, what is everybody supposed to do? Stand up. Why? Because of the Torah that he has. Not because of him physically. Because of the Torah that he possesses. Meaning you stand for the Torah, not for him. So the Gaon Mivilna says, how come we don't stand every time we see a pregnant woman? Why? The Gemara in Masechet Nida says that there's a malach in Shamayim. He goes into the stomach of the mom with the baby. Why? To teach the baby Torah, the entire Torah. Meaning that the baby inside inside the mommy, He's 8 months old. He's 9 months old. He's about to get... At this point, he knows more Torah than the entire world combined. That's how much Torah he knows. As soon as he comes out, he forgets everything. So at that moment, you see a 6-month pregnant woman. How come you don't stand up for her? Rabbi, she's carrying. He knows more Torah than the Gedol Hador. How come you don't stand up? How come? Anybody have an answer? The Gaon Mivina gives a genius answer. That answer answers both questions. Why did Am Yisrael see all those miracles but then sin right away? For the same reason we don't stand when we see a pregnant woman. Am Yisrael was gifted all of this significance, all of this prophecy on a silver platter. Hashem, they didn't earn it. They didn't fight for prophecy. They didn't say, oh, we're really good to Hashem. No. They were simply gifted this prophecy. One day they were idol worshippers. The next day Hashem showed them prophecy. One day they were slaves. The next day they saw prophecy. They were gifted all of this. Because they were gifted all of this, it didn't have staying power. It didn't have staying power. As soon as the prophecy went away, they finished crossing the ocean. They came back to the same idol worshippers they were before. The same goes with why we don't stand when we see a pregnant woman. Yes, that tzaddik inside her, he's learning the entire Torah, but it's all being gifted to him. It's all being gifted to him, so it's not like the rabbi that wakes up at 12 o'clock at night to study till 6 o'clock in the morning before prayer. It's not like the rabbi that studies day and night to become a Talmid Chacham. It's not like the rabbi that fasts a few times here and there just in order to get closer to Hashem, spiritually. It's not like the Talmid Chacham that's fighting for his Torah by chewing ice just so he can stay awake. It's not him. Why? The baby is being gifted his Torah. We don't stand for a baby that gifted Torah. Why? It doesn't have any staying power. As soon as he comes out, he forgets everything. As soon as Am Yisrael was taken away out of the ocean, they forgot everything. They started chasing the gold, started chasing the money they saw from the ocean. They forgot everything they saw. Why? It was gifted to them. Torah, without sacrifice, has no staying power. That's what one of the most critical, one of the most important Baalei Tshuva in history. His name was Resh Lakish. He was a former mobster, head of the mafia, almost 2,000 years ago. He says in the Gemara, Torah, without you being willing to sacrifice your life for it, is worthless. If you're not willing to sacrifice your life to go learn the next chidush, to learn the next shiur, to go learn the next clip, to go learn the next book, you're not willing to sacrifice your life, mamash, for this, it won't have staying power. Why? You don't really care about it. You're treating it like it's something nice. If you want it to stay, you have to be willing to sacrifice your life. So Torah that you learn easy, in the beginning, you need that easy part. But if you want the real serious Torah, that's going to take more effort. It's going to take much more effort, much more Yetzirah overcoming. And that type of Torah will stay with you eternally. So that answers your question and the question the Gaon Mivina had that was similar to yours.